Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. And yes, we have another BYD vehicle here on the channel, but this time we are going to turn out the newly launched BYD Tang DM-i. And first, I'd like to thank everyone at BYD Cars Philippines for inviting me for the launch of this all-new vehicle and here at BYD Greenfield. And yes, we are going to immediately test drive this Tang DM-i. And of course, before we have a dive of this vehicle, let's check out what's new with this Tang DM-i. Of course, right beside this vehicle, we have toured exactly last year the Tang EV. And as you can see with both models, this Tang DM-i looks much more aggressive. And for once, I do like the color combination with this specific one. So this one is in Moonstone Gray with the gloss black exterior bits. I really like that because I think, if not mistaken, with the other models, it's either silver trimmed out or chromed out. But if I were to get the Tang DM-i, this is the exact spec that I want. You have a ground clearance of 170 millimeters, more or less the same too like with that of the EV version. And of course, the biggest difference here up front, you do have a grille now because underneath there is an engine. As mentioned, unlike that, this we have a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine mated to a 21.5 kilowatt-hour battery. Combined, you have a total power output of 271 horsepower and 315 Newton meters of torque. Mated to an eCVT transmission, very similar like that of the BYD Sea Lion 6. And not to my surprise, this is still a very capable vehicle because the acceleration time of this Tang DM-i is done in 7.5 seconds from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. Half of that of the Tang EV, but yeah, 7.5 seconds is still no joke. And unlike that of the Tang EV, where you can actually see the entire electric motor, so BYD have covered a lot with this Tang DM-i. Yes, you can still see the engine, but for me, the engine bay rather looks much cleaner than that of the EV, which I find very weird. Down the side profile, well, it's like with your usual Tang models, but you can see this is a little bit more different now than usual because these are running on 255/50 and 20 series tires and wheels, and you can option the wheels if you want, just depending on what body color you get. So for this Moonstone Gray, you do have gray wheels as mentioned, and I do love the blackness of this vehicle because everything is gloss black. It's not the silver trim ones like with the other colors. And up above, you do get roof rails and a sunroof. As for the rear of this Tang DM-i, so there's still few cues that have retained from the EV model. But for once, I do prefer this Tang DM-i model because there's still a lot more going on than usual, and I like all the black badges here. So it gives a little bit more of a sporty feel than usual. And specialty with all Tang models, you do have a good amount of space. So here with all of the seats up, you have 235 liters of space, and like that of the EV model, putting the third row down is very easy because you just have these straps over here. Then if you fold this third row down, it extends to 940 liters, and once you fold all of the seats down, it extends to a whopping 1655 liters. A few toys here, you have a 12-volt socket only here in the left side. Underneath here, you have a few storages here like for your EWD. As such, I don't think there's a spare tire whatsoever. Yeah, that's one drawback with most PHEV vehicles, since there are some batteries here at the rear as well. Oh, that's a very good with the anti-pinch feature. You don't have to put a lot of effort to activate it. Now for this Tang DM-i's interior, you can tell that a lot has changed compared to that of the EV. I would not say it's less premium than that of the EV version, but this is premium in its own right. And there's so much stuff that I like compared to that of the EV model. So in the door card, wow, that's really solid. So there's a lot of nice materials, and there's even ambient light here on the door cards itself. So that's a nice touch. And the Tang DM-i is equipped with a 12-speaker DIN audio sound system. I have heard this already in person, and it's a very good speaker system itself. Steering wheel, yeah, it feels really nice to the touch, and these are all of your buttons for your adaptive cruise control functions and for your volume and instrument cluster adjustments. And speaking of, so here we have a 12.3 TFT display, which is your usual BYD. So displays your power, your speedometer, and all of your ranges as such. And then for this 15.6 infotainment system, this is equipped with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and 360-degree camera. And of course, like all BYDs, the response time resolution is among one of the best ones I've encountered so far. And there are a lot more safety features with this BYD Tang DM-i. And this is the first BYD vehicle that I've encountered so far that does not have the signature rotating screen. A little bit of a bummer, but hey, what am I to complain about? I think they did that for a reason. Now here in the center, you get two air conditioning vents, open this tray up, two cup holders, and your center console is laid out with buttons and a regular gear shifter. Thank goodness, unlike some EV or PHEV models. Center console box, you do have a wireless charging pad, decent amount of space, and you have one of each Type C, Type A USB ports, along two with a 12-volt socket. How about that? And the seats here is a really, really lovely touch. It doesn't look as good as the EV model, but this is really, really comfortable. And you have electronic adjustments. Oh, even for your thigh support. Oh, that's really nice. Oh yeah, that's really comfortable. And of course, everything is electronically adjusted. Then glove box, you do that's actually a good amount of space with an LED light inside. Up above here, you have two LED lights and again controls for the panoramic sunroof that stretches all the way to the second row. Sunglasses holder, visor, vanity mirror with LED light. Oh, well, it does the job at least since this is already my driving position. So it does cover my eyes in case the sun is here on the left side. As for the second row of this Tang DM-i, well, if you're looking for a 7-seater plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, there are many choices, of course, in the market, but none will encompass this Tang DM-i because of how much space you can get. I mean, despite the sunroof as well, this is my headroom. I'm only 5'4", so I think 5'8" will still be safe here in the second row itself. And then here in the door card, pretty much the same like the ones in front. You get again your Dino audio sound system and ambient light for the rear doors, which is a nice touch. Then you get two map pockets on either side, and in the middle, two air conditioning vents, and way further down below, you have one of each Type A and Type C USB ports. And central armrest, it reveals two cup holders and an extra compartment here for filing all of your coins and other very small phones rather inside over here. And then, of course, the seats, pretty much the same like the ones in front. It's very soft and comfortable to sit in. And if I sit here in the middle, since this being a PHEV, there's no transmission tunnel whatsoever. So, you think, very comfortable as well to sit here in the middle seat. So, you can fit at least 4 to maximum 6 of my size here in the second row. But as you can see now on camera, this is my only nitpick. The central console is actually super long that it kind of gets in the way of my feet. So you do have to watch out for that. And of course, specialty with this BYD Tang DM-i, there is a third row and the space here is actually among one of the best third row seats of any crossover so far. And the headroom, pretty standard. They're meant to fit small adults and bigger kids like me. I do have to comment though the feet and knee room. That's my knee room, and the feet room I can literally stretch like that and sit comfortably here in the third row. And not much toys here. So of course you have the usual LED lights, cup holders, and 13 points on either side. And if I sit someone here in the middle, if ever you need to max out the third row, yeah, you can fit 3 of me maximum here. But at least you can fit a lot more people here than usual. Right, that's it. Let's go for a dive. Right, first ever drive now with this BYD Tang DM-i. So it's a little bit surreal now that I'm driving this vehicle because my first ever experience with the Tang was with the EV version. So it's a little bit weird now that you're driving that has a combustion engine. So here, just running in normal mode. Remember what I said earlier, the 0 to 100 of this is done in 7.5 seconds. So let's start it out. Yep, that's just in normal mode. It's as I said earlier, very, very much capable. 7.5, like literally half of the time compared that of the EV model, is still no slouch. 7.5 is super quick still in today's standards. And if not mistaken too, I think it's one of the quicker ones too and most powerful ones in the segment. Rest of the driving dynamics, I guess it's pretty much the same because you have a very responsive throttle, hence you have as well the electric motor, that's why it's that quick. And then we have the steering wheel, which is very, very light at times. But overall, even though you weight up the steering wheel of this, it's still pretty light overall. Even though there's like some heft to it, but in the end, yeah, you're not gonna be hooning this around in the twisties. But it can though, as I demonstrated once before with the Tang EV. But that's another thing that I've discovered literally as a first impression with this DMI model. The body weight is, yes, it may be still heavy, but it's much lighter compared to that of the EV model. Since the power of this is only being sent to the front wheels itself. And then let's try a bit of sport mode. Yep, okay, much, much more responsive. And then let's just keep it here at eco mode since it's a little bit traffic now. So if I flow it in eco mode, okay, it's still somewhat as responsive, but it's not the violent one compared to, like, say here in sport mode. It does wanna skid, which is not a surprise with this Tang DM-i model, because of course, like most BYDs, you have all of the torque and power in the world. And yeah, it's not as powerful as the EV, as I keep mentioning. A few notable changes here, like example, if you want to put it to pure EV mode, it can, but at the moment this specific test drive unit is low, but we're just at 15%, well actually 16 now. So what, right when I left the dealer, it was only at 14%. So the engine is on most of the time now during this test drive, but it's charging the vehicle actually pretty quickly than I expected. So remember, you have a 21.5 kilowatt hour battery. It's kind of small, but hey, it gets the job done, so you don't have to worry about range anxiety. That's what I like with this Tang DMI model. Overall, this is probably my pick because I don't have to worry where you're going to charge this if and only you do get a low bat with this vehicle. And the biggest surprise of them all, since I was part of the launch yesterday, this one stands at only and whopping 2,098,000 pesos, which is actually more affordable than actually all of us expected, because at first we were thinking like this was gonna cost around 2.6 to, for myself, 2.7 million pesos. No, but even just shy of 2.1 million pesos, yeah, this is one of the best value PHEVs that you can buy today. Yes, there are others that are more, more affordable than this. Make no mistake, it is true. But I would say you do not get the premiumness compared with most of the BYDs nowadays. And one more time, sport mode. Whee! Right, so that concludes my full test drive review of this all-new BYD Tang DM-i, I would say, to wala car. And again, I'd like to thank everyone at BYD Cars Philippines and BYD Cars Greenfield for the invite of this all-new BYD Tang DM-i, and as well special thanks to Miss who assisted me here in this test drive today. So, hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you with more future BYD models coming right up. Bye-bye.